Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. I hope you're having a phenomenal day so far, and welcome to a reasonably brief Manor Lords stream that we're going to be doing before our community night kicks off at 5 PM BST with Stellaris. We'll then be playing through some golf with your friends, and then finally some Victoria 3. So Manor Lords is one of my favourite new releases that's due to come out and general release on April 26th. And we're planning to create some content around Manor Lords for Gaming.Buzz. So today I'm just going to load up a quick game that we created. The Flanker off-stream game that hasn't actually had anything done to it yet. Just so we can trial out some quick starts and the way that I tend to quick start a village. We will be playing some more of our main save and going for the big war. But this is just to get us some more bits and pieces to allow us to create some videos for how to start off in Manor Lords. The things that I wish I'd known. So, first things first, when you load in, there is only one map in early access in the press version that we've been given as well. And each of the areas has some strengths and some weaknesses, and it's randomized as to which area you get. You can change some settings. You can do things like turning the bandit camps on or off. You can set it up so it's just basically a medieval builder without any external threats. But I've just started a standard game, and you see there's a bandit camp next door that will cause some problems reasonably soon. So when I get into an area, wherever we've started, what I tend to do is go to the construction menu and look at the fertility. So we've got Emma fertility, so that is our wheat. Flax, that's used for making clothing. Not critical for your first area, so wouldn't worry too much about it. And then you've got barley fertility, which is kind of important, and we are kind of stuffed for it. So the reason that barley fertility is so important is because you need barley to be able to malt it to then make beer. And without it, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. So what we're going to try and do is pick somewhere where we can get ourselves started that's not going to use the areas of Emma fertility. But I think we can get away with no farms at all to start with. Because in the first season, you're going to struggle to get a farm up and running and then manned and crops planted within the first really short period. So I'm going to look at where the fertility is worst on the map for everything and where the underground water is. Because we're going to need water and housing. That's really the core things for us. And the flax fertility... Emma, there we go. I do really like this square, but they've really messed us around on the fertility this time round. Okay. Not world ending though. I think we do some interesting stuff. What if we build ourselves our castle up here and we'll just get our village down here? So, where's our underground water? There it is. I'm going to tell our people to build that first, not because it is the first thing you should be building necessarily, but because I don't want to run out of wood before I do it. So it's under the housing, and there's our well. I'm only placing this because it's one of the things that there's an asset needed for. If you don't have underground water, the well can't be placed. So next thing I'm going to do is get ourselves set up with a logging camp. And let's just take a look at the... Thank you. Right, Emma fertility. Alright, I don't think there's anything here that's going to be too much of a problem for us. So there's two things I want to get up and running fairly quickly, or three things. One is we need to get our logging camp set up. And preferably somewhere that's not going to give us a long-term impact. And hopefully pretty close to everything else. So maybe we'll just place it here. It's not ideal. Because when you start out, you only have enough timber. We've got 5 timber. That's enough to build a logging camp. That's 2 timber. And a well is 1 timber, and then we need to get people housed as quickly as possible, so we're going to get them on burgage plots. So we'll unpause that, get these 2 things done. Our most urgent thing is going to be the logging camp, and only unallocated families are going to build. So as soon as we start building other buildings, they're going to get stuck into those buildings. And there's a couple of things that we need to bear in mind. We're going to need fuel. There's no consumption of fuel at the moment because we don't have any burgage plots. That will change, and it will go up in winter. So before winter, we need to get a logging camps. My apologies. Sorry, a firewood camp set up, which is there, the Woodcutter's Lodge. And I think what we're going to do is looking at farming. Didn't quite grab where I wanted to go. Let's take half of this, put it out this way. I'm wanting to look for about 1 Morgan. So we get 1.5 there. $1.3. So these aren't actually going to require any building time or anything. They just appear as an allocated field. So the only reason I'm doing this is to flag to myself where the fertile areas are. Maybe we go this way instead. So up to here, across to here, and then... That's not doing very significantly better for us. There we go. We're not going to use these farm fields. These are just there so I don't put anything else over the fertile land. Right. How are you, Fire? Lovely to have you here. Nice sneak. So building this far away from the camp is going to mean it's going to take a while for some of the things to get built. Let's see if we can speed that up a little bit. I don't have any influence. I'm going to just ignore him. We're not writing back to him. You're checking on the Big Ambitions patch in 2 days, Bellwright, maybe with Cody. Oh, awesome. There are so many good games out at the moment. So as soon as this is built, I'm going to put 2 families onto logging. Might also do something I wouldn't normally do. Ace Dog will see you as Imaflanker, our Lord and Saviour of Manners. Hey Doc, how are you, friend? So our supplies are getting damaged because we've got exposed goods. Because it's raining, it's causing them damage, and we don't have anywhere to stick them yet.
Who approved this construction plan? A blind man or a fool? Or perhaps a blind fool?
Okay, so let's assign 2 families. Because we're going to need them to get our wood up. We currently have no timber. Actually going to assign 3. Let's have a look at that construction menu again for Emma. Okay, we're running out of food. This is going poorly. That's probably because a lot of our supplies just got destroyed, unfortunately.
Start for me and Mia.
Okay, so we're putting 2 families in there and we're going to pull a family out of logging just to try and get some base food set up. There we go. Okay, we've got plenty of timber and it's even making its way. Not sure where that timber's showing, but still. Right. Now, the next priority is get our housing built. So I can't afford to build this yet, but I'm just going to use the church, I think, to... Oh, in fact, no, not. I'm just going to build straight across there, up to there, and across. That's 12 plots. And we'll say that's going to be the absolute highest priority. And we're going to set the next one as very high, and the next one after that as high. If everything's urgent, nothing is urgent. In-game as in life. And we're also going to set ourselves up where our stone is, but this will be a far lower priority. Okay, we can delete this road later. Okay, and then let's speed up again. So we've got our food sorted. We didn't quite starve. Good news. I'm actually going to start laying out some of the rest of our resource gathering. So I want to put a forester's hut. I wonder if we actually put it in the middle of the forest if it's more effective. I genuinely don't know the answer. So we had a wee curvy road in there. We need to get our food back up to being positive, our approval being positive, which is going to take a little bit longer, but everyone's homeless at the moment, so as we go, I'm just upping the priority of each of the plots one after the other. We're going to be a little bit slower on our timber. We're now into July. Okay, that's all our housing sorted. We'll set one of the foresters to high. So we're going to now need more families to be moving in. So we've got our housing set up for our existing families. Does that look about the depth that we have those other houses at? So I'm going to try and get another couple of burgage plots being built there. There we go. So the reason I want to get the forester's hut up and running is more just so we've got some more sustainable wood cutting a little bit close to home here. And we'll set ourselves up our first market, which I think I'm going to make fairly large and fairly central. Let's see. That'll do.
Don't forget to check the level of the foundation.
How's our food looking? Okay, but not spectacular. So
I'll go deaf with all that hammering.
going to use some of our regional wealth to set ourselves up with a couple of vegetable gardens to give us an additional source of food. And we're going to place a woodcutter's lodge just there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is set ourselves up some industry, and I'm going to use a tannery. So a tannery will use the hides from the hunters to produce, let's put it over there, to produce leather, and leather counts as clothing for upgrading from your burgers from level 1 to level 2. So now we just need to get our approval back up. I took a little bit longer than that. Doc says, what's for dinner tonight, Flanker, and why isn't it sushi? It was pizza, which was rather nice. Right, I'm going to take one more family out of logging now, because we don't need the logs as much as we need potentially the building and the firewood. So we'll get those guys working now, because all of these buildings are built.
Hey, bring that piece over here.
Why is our granary not built yet? So we do now have shields and spears for our first militia company. We've got 2 ox and we've got 2 burgage plots that are producing vegetables for us.
Is this smooth enough?
Okay, we've got 1 now producing fuel for winter.
We all know what that means.
And I think our other ox is being dragged from all the way over the other side of the map to bring what little stone we have over. Okay, so we've got 1 food stall, and I'm hoping there's a firewood stall there that one of our families have set up.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Right. I don't have any building to do at the moment, so I'm going to temporarily put someone onto the granary to go and pick up the exposed stone. I think we've been a little bit too successful in part here. I'm going to pull someone out of the logging camp and move them onto building. In fact, we're going to move them into the forester's hut to plant some trees. And the bandits have stolen what little food we have. Wow. Just wow. Right, because we've already hunted down to our limit, I'm going to pull one person from the wild animal hunting camp and put them on the forager's hut. It's a bit late in the year to be doing that, because this is a seasonal deposit, so as winter comes in, there will be, well, just not a lot there. There you can see our foresters doing their job. We're going to have a bit of a tight winter this winter, but... Okay. There's 12 out of 20 there now, so the hunters will hunt that back down until there's 10 remaining. So the thing we haven't constructed is a stonecutter camp. I have to think on that a little bit more yet. Okay. We've got 7 months worth of food, 2 months worth of fuel, and we've got a few trees planted. I'm going to bring the forester out of their hut now. That'll put them back on construction, and we'll get our stone camp built.
Hell if it ain't just piss and mud after 10 minutes.
Okay, and we're going to pull someone out of the forager's hut now, because there's no point in having a forager because the seasonal deposits have gone. We got 22 berries, 2 meat, no vegetables out of our vegetable farms yet. So we're going to put 2 families on stone cutting for a little bit just to get our resource up. We've got quite a rich stone deposit over here. And then we need to get our approval going. So because we have our tannery up and running, albeit with not a lot going on, it means that we have some houses that might hit the approval rating once we get a church up and running. So if we want to get the church up and running, we're going to need a saw pit. So I'll pull one of the families off stone cutting, because we've got 22 stone now already. We'll get them building the saw pit, and then we'll build ourselves our church.
This is heavier than it looks.
Which I think, let's build a little bit of road here. Okay, that seems like the right sizing. Now, can we get the other? Where's our original camp? Somewhere around here. There we go. Going to relocate that hitching post to... Oh. At least to over here. Are you kidding? Okay, well, the bandits just stole 3 months worth of food from us. That is a bit of a problem. We should probably go and deal with them. Right. This isn't really a farming community, so I don't think we're going to go with this area. The trade logistics, because we only get 6 choices. So if we have a look at what the strengths are on our area here. Clay deposits. Okay, so we are going to probably want a mining tech. So we're going to go charcoal burning and then down to deep mining, because that gives an unlimited number of resources from the clay pit. But I'm not sure what we'll do after that. Maybe either trapping and advanced skinning or beekeeping into advanced beekeeping or something maybe. That I am less sure about. Or to counter the fertilization, we could go 2 into farming. So it's 2 there, 2 there if we went into fencing up. So yeah, well, let's go and fight that bandit camp. We've received reports of a band of raiders roaming at nearby lands. Should we track the steps? Yeah, sure. We're almost at positive.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Okay, that's pretty good. Kind of hurt ourselves by with that rain early on. It caused some real problems with our approval because it meant that we were a wee bit close to the wind. Right, I'm going to take someone out of the woodcutter's lodge because we've got 9 months worth of fuel.
Summer's coming soon. Let's get to work.
We'll double up temporarily the number of workers there. There we go. Right, we're in positive. We're over 50% approval. We should start seeing some more people joining our cause. Interesting. Okay. $15 planks. We only need a couple more. Come on. There we go. Okay. I am thinking about being a bit cheeky here. Namiyeshka on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Indeed it does, Doc.
Come on, laddie. Come along.
I don't speak Iranian, unfortunately, no. Okay, if we can get the church up, we can start getting the burgages expanded. If we can get the burgages expanded, we can start getting them to grow more food, and also, really importantly for us, get a larger militia up and running as people move into town.
Berries, bursting with flavour, fit for a king.
we're trying much smaller areas.
Berries so plump and juicy, you'll want to eat them by the bushel.
So
Come on, come along.
talking of berries, let's get. There we go. There's another family. That's what we needed. So we can get someone back into our forager's hut down the bottom. How's our spear militia looking now? Still not great. We need at least 2 more families. We've got the housing for them. Hey Hobo, how are you?
Dirty old hobo.
One second. While waiting for that, let's sort out our Stellaris run. I think we're going to be okay without farming this year, but we'll see. We need this church to be built, and then I need to upgrade these 2 burgages because they'll provide regional wealth, and they can keep upgrading going down the line. And there's one that we need to upgrade because we want to get a bowyer's workshop in. We're not going to be able to build, though, a... I don't think we're going to be able to support any sort of barley production. At best is this little area here. Although, if we went for the fencing, maybe we could make that not completely terrible. We'll see. There we go. We can upgrade these 2 burgage plots now, or at least one of them.
The fields need a bit of a drink. So could I. Just give me a hammer. Not move. I'll put it.
There we go. That's one done. So you need to get 1 more and we'll be at level 2. So these people are going to be unhappy because we don't have any sort of tavern supply to be able to upgrade them again. And we'll need a slightly better clothing supply. Which we should be able to make shoes because that will turn leather into boots. And our army's up to 16 now. That's probably enough for us to go fighting. We got 15 houses and only 8 families at the moment. So family members are joining one of the existing settlements, so those are getting larger. But we're looking for when new families are joining us, which you can see where we'll get an extra unassigned family here. Our approval's gone up to 72%. Must be our next level of village. Done. Also adding a little bit of regional wealth. And new families started moving in, so we'll add another family to the logging camp. We currently have 9 months worth of fuel, 8 months worth of food, so we're looking good. There we go, our settlement levels increased. So we're going to set up deep mining and close that. That'll mean that when we're set up with clay, then it will allow us to have a continuous supply of clay. I just want to set that up early, although that's probably not the most useful thing we could have done. It does mean that there is... I can't forget about it, basically. Storage is full on the storehouse. That's a problem, so we need to get our storehouse upgraded. And that is going to be our highest priority. Hopefully there should be most of the goods we need to upgrade it on hand, or at least nearby. We'll upgrade to a small stable there as well. time to go fighting bandit camps, I think, and then we should be ready to rock and roll. Okay, 4 more minutes and the Solaris Hot Join will be starting in the background. Just a heads up. Okay, time to go stab some bandits. You don't steal our carrots. We see what you did there. Come back to that in a moment. So this we're going to need another 3 burgage plots set up. Now hopefully this should send the gold we get. Oh, there are bandits there. We may actually lose some on this.
Get to work!
Right, our storehouse has been enlarged, so we've got 2,500 storage. Our tannery is set up. Our granary could really do with someone in it, but we could also really do with getting someone else into that other forester's hut. We still have 6 empty houses, so we're in no rush to build more housing. And I'm honestly not in a particular rush to build the farmhouse, but... Hey, Luminova, we've been very kindly given by, we've been very kindly been given a copy by the publishers, Hooded Horse, for Gaming.Buzz on one of the editors at the Gaming.Buzz, our community news site. So there's a review embargo that's in place, so we won't be able to write a full review on it or release our video review on it until April 27th. Which is after the after the proper early access version is available on Steam. So we're playing that version. This is a early access press version. Okay, we're going to send the resources to the nearest town, and then we're going to walk our guys back, and then I think that's a pretty successful start. I don't mind about them being knackered on the way back, because it doesn't matter what their morale is when they're running back to us. But there you go. So, not quite as successful as he hoped, but what we've managed to do is set up some early areas. We've got ourselves to a position that we can start upgrading more and more burgage plots. I'm going to actually wait a minute to do that, just because we want... Oh, in fact, the timber's there anyway, so we'll get those upgraded too. And we'll leave that additional family to help with construction for a wee bit as well. And that regional wealth we've just got, you can see there. So that's not our own gold as a lord, that's the wealth of the region, and that gets spent slightly differently. What we're going to do is get another ox with some of that wealth, and also upgrade some of these houses. That one won't let me do it for a little bit anyway, but we'll put carrots in those two. Bowyer,
Old hobo.
armorer. Okay, and then we're going to do our last call for Stellaris. And as soon as our troops get back here, as soon as they're inside our lands, we can ask them to disband. So it doesn't give you the option to disband right away. There you go. Let's change the status for a wee second, it will let you. So there we go. We have our initial small village. Not quite as successful as we want. I was hoping to get up to level 3 and get our castle built, but that's not bad for a little under an hour. One second. Job's good. Okay, well. Not a bad starting hamlet, I think. And we've got ourselves up to the level of medium village, and we're really only a matter of time away from that becoming a... Oh, we can expand the living space there as well. We might do that.
He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
In fact, that burgage plot is set up. You know what? We'll make that into the Bowyer's workshop. I wasn't going to, but then I've decided against it. We're going to get the Bowyer's workshop set up so we can start building towards our ranged militia, which are such a game changer in this. We've got 129 fuel, 55 food, lots of vegetables and berries. And we can probably pull someone out of the hut down here and ask them to build the herb garden for next time. Cool. Right, well, we'll save this up. And now we're going to be switching on over to Stellaris. Which will just get set up in the background for you. Okay, so we will be doing some more Manor Lords tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some videos, guides out as we start. For those watching on YouTube, we're about to switch over to the Stellaris stream on YouTube, which you're most welcome to come join us for. It's our community night, so we're going to be playing some Stellaris, some golf with your friends, and then we're going to be playing some Victoria 3, all of which are open community games. If you're watching on Twitch, just stay exactly where you are. I'll be back in just a few moments after I've done all of the updates for the stream. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back in a sec.